Yes.
I'm reading this Breaking Dawn hate site, and it is getting ridiculous.
Is it?
Okay, for those of you who don't know, apparently some people on Amazon have started a petition to get over 1,000 signatures to get Stephanie to admit that Breaking Dawn was an epic failure.
Which it was. Okay, moving on.
I'm sorry. If you don't have a... Ugh! I can't talk.
It's called a script.
If you have a problem with the book, don't read it.
Stop.
Okay?
Now, I've addressed this before. Several times before, in fact. This argument that, oh, if you don't like it, you don't read it. That, children, is a form of censorship. Censorship is a bad thing. If we are unable to give an opinion that contradicts or is different from somebody else's opinion, then there is absolutely no reason to give opinions. The reason we have opinions is to argue over whose opinion is better. Why? Because we are a bunch of dick-measuring pricks. That's why.
Seriously, is it that difficult to put the book down and say, I don't like this book. I'm gonna take this back to my bookstore and get my money back.
Stop.
Seriously.
Okay. In theory, that's a good alternative. But in reality, it doesn't really work that way. When I first picked up a Twilight book, I read about 4 chapters before I said, wow, I really don't like this book. I don't think I'm going to buy it because I read it in the store. Later on that year at school, the subject was brought up by a bunch of girlfriends. I said that I particularly didn't really like it and I didn't really find it that interesting, and that was it. But I was thought of as a crazy person for not liking it. Furthermore, my opinions were degraded simply because I had only read the first 4 chapters of the book and didn't find the characters interesting, which they're not. So I went back and I reread the entire thing, having been promised that it was an amazing book. Lo and behold, it wasn't, and in fact, my opinion worsened of the series. Now again, that would have been the end of it, but soon after, it boosted in popularity because the movie was coming out, and it got to the point where I couldn't step outside my house without seeing a billboard or a flyer or a cardboard cutout. So, yeah, there's a little flaw in your theory, sweetie.
How hard is that to do? I mean, okay, there are things I disagree with in Breaking Dawn, but I still like it.
And hey, that's fine and dandy. For you.
And it's not because Stephanie wrote it.
You sure about that, sweetie?
Okay? It's because I like the book. I find it very enjoyable.
Again, that's great. For you.
Thank you very much. So don't even start with that.
Start with what?
Okay?
What you talking about? Start with what?
Twilight, New Moon, and Eclipse were great.
That's based on opinion.
Yes, Breaking Dawn has a different vibe. That's okay. I still like it.
That's fine.
Maybe I wouldn't put it under a young adult section, but...
Oh, thank God. Finally, a fan has realized that maybe Breaking Dawn is not appropriate for its intended audience. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay? And now, these people sent this petition to Seth, which, as you know, is the webmaster and Stephanie's brother.
No, I didn't know that.
So, he's the webmaster for her website. I can't even think straight. I'm so...
It's called a script, sweetie.
Okay, so they say something about how, well, we would like to send this to Stephanie, but we can't because she didn't give us anything to address her. Well, duh.
Okay, stop.
Whatever.
So, let me get this straight. Stephanie Meyer can get all the fan mail in the world, every little flowery email that expresses how wonderful she is, with no problem. But when it comes to something that criticizes her work, she is unavailable. Makes you think, doesn't it?
I'm getting ahead of myself. And so They're like, it's very respectful and well written. Okay, I'm trying not to curse because that would really take away some of my credibility.
Shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, tits, fart, turd, and twat. Words are just words.
But I call bullshit on that. I read that petition. Oh my god, that is the most rude petition I have read in a long while.
Now, I haven't read the petition, mainly because I don't care enough. But unless it's something along the lines of, "Oh my MG, you sucks 1-1, LOL, trolls, you get off, faggot." I think it's about as respectful as it can be when talking about this particular subject.
It basically degrades Stephanie, her intelligence, the way she writes, what she writes about.
All valid points, by the way.
How can you do that and then call it respectful?
Alright, like I said, I have never read the petition and I don't plan to. But from what I understand, this is a petition to try and get Stephanie Meyer to own up to the shit that she's spewing out in bookstores, which, by the way, I think is a good idea. So how exactly can you go about achieving that goal without bringing up one of those 3 points? You can't say, "Oh, hey, Stephanie, we love you, but we want you to admit that your last book was crap. Oh, but you're still an amazing writer." How does that work exactly?
That is the opposite of respectful, okay? So Seth responds and says that he is not going to forward that email.
Wow. Stephanie Meyer is being protected from criticism. Everyone who is surprised by this, please raise your hands.
To Stephanie, and I'm glad, because that would really hurt her.
Now, this video goes on for a while, and I don't care enough to make a two-parter, so let me just summarize my thoughts right now. Things would be different if Stephanie Meyer was able to accept criticism. The only problem is she isn't. Whenever somebody thinks that she is not the greatest writer in the world, she throws a hissy fit, or she doesn't take the time to learn from it. She behaves like a child, and she's, what, 30-something, 33, and a mother. Do you realize how pathetic that is? Number one. Number two, this book, as much as I hate to admit it, and its sequels, have molded an entire generation into having some obscured vision of what love is, which is going to emotionally and mentally fuck them up for as long as they ignore reality. I can understand if this series is a form of escapism. Hell, I have my own. But when it gets turned into a religion, when people are convinced that this is reality and it's real life, I think it's about time for the author to actually own up to her shit. So I think this is actually a very good idea. And with that said, I'll leave you to your thoughts.
Go home, lady!